Well, I just want you guys to know I got my Tyler Gordon book. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tyler Gordon, but he's been featured on different morning shows and such recently. Tyler Gordon is a child prodigy. He's an artist, and he actually has dubbed what he calls his style of painting shadow painting. And anyway, it's a really cool story. As a kid, he was bullied because of his, I guess he was deaf, and they intervened to do something to try to restore his hearing, and he got about 25% of his hearing restored, but he discovered that he had a bit of a stammer, and because he stuttered, other kids bullied him, and so the only place where he could find solitude was through painting, and so because of that, he has quite a bit of a following. And because I hate a bully, one of the things that makes me so devoted to the Sussexes is the fact that I really hate a bully. So when I heard Tyler's story, I decided I am going to support him by purchasing one of his beautiful art books, which is dedicated to people that have motivated him or inspired him over the years. After watching the interview with Mr. Prince Harry and Miss Meghan Markle, I was left speechless and inspired. Talk about courage. Thank you both for standing up for what you believe in. Now, this is what Tyler Gordon tweeted about the Oprah Winfrey interview featuring, of course, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And, of course, he decided he wanted to paint their images for, I guess, his way of expressing himself. So that's what's really cool about this kid, is that because he is, I guess over the years after being bullied, he's been kind of stigmatized by that. He decides that his way of expressing himself is to paint. I think that's such a beautiful story. If you want to support this young man, you could actually purchase his book right now. It's available on Amazon, which is where I got it from. It's only been out for about a week. Tyler Gordon is only 15 years old, and already he's made a name for himself. Tyler has had his work commissioned by a lot of famous people, but one of his biggest honors was when he was asked to paint for a cover of Time magazine. So that's really big time. So as you know, we all love Time magazine even more because of the Sussexes. So I decided that I would have to support this kid who was once bullied, who is now the toast of the art world, because, as I said, I hate a bully. So I'm very proud to have my Tyler Gordon art book, an inspirational art book. Also, switching gears a little bit here. And what is this about Meghan and Harry were supposed to move into Clarence House? Clarence House is where Prince Charles lives right now whenever he's in London. He stays at the Clarence House with his Camilla. I'm not nice. Anyway, sit, Camilla, sit. Anyway, he's supposedly, he was going to give it to the Sussexes after the Queen dies and he becomes king. He was going to give Clarence House to the Sussexes. What part of We Live in California don't you get? What part of Montecito are you not picking up? They don't want that house. Everybody knows that the Queen Mother was a dreadful drunk. Everything, and see, Clarence House, I don't think it's any place to raise a child, because Clarence House is probably booby-trapped with all kind of gin, with all kind of gin serving devices. Like, if you push the button on the arm of the chair, gin comes out. The Queen Mother was quite a drinker. I mean, I think she only lived to be 101 because she was probably so well preserved from the gin. The Queen Mother has that whole place rigged with gin. So you couldn't you couldn't bring a kid up in that house. Could you imagine if you leave the kids alone for just a minute, then all of a sudden they're like unable to walk in a straight line, and not because they've got into the gin, but just from the vapors in the air. That whole place reeks of gin. So no, they don't want that house. That house, I'm pretty sure back in the day it was probably like a brothel or something, but who wants to live in Clarence house? Clarence house is where Backstairs Billy used to work. And you know, I'm not even going to say anything else about Backstairs Billy, but just imagine the things that have gone on in Clarence house. I don't trust that place. It's probably haunted. It's probably Backstairs Billied. And and it's probably got all kind of gin and tonic booby traps all over the place. So no, we won't be raising the Sussex kids up in that place. Not to mention, Clarence house does not have an ocean view. The Sussexes live by the sea. I mean, they're right there at the ocean. So no. And then, of course, I mean, the whole house just, anybody who works there that were there when the Queen Mother was there, they'll say, oh yeah, she fell down here. She got drunk and tripped there. She got drunk and rolled down the steps. So, in terms of like any type of history, that's all you get with the Clarence house. So no, nobody wants to, no, just no. I think they're still trying to lure the Sussexes back to the UK, but no, that family is done for. It is going to take years before there's another royal wedding. It is going to take years before the Cambridge kids are able to ignite some type of excitement with that family. By then, there won't be much of a royal family. So, no thank you, but no thank you. Keep the Clarence house. You're going to give them the Clarence house and give the Cambridges Windsor Castle. I think this story is just a bunch of hooey. I think it's all made up. Prince Charles has already said that he has no desire to live in the Buckingham Palace, where he was terrorized by Philip. He has no desire to live in Windsor Castle. I thought it was pretty well understood that Prince Charles would stay on at the Clarence house and just use the Buckingham Palace for ceremonies and also a full-time public museum. It has over 700, almost 800 rooms? Partially, it is a museum as we speak, so nobody needs to live there. Buckingham Palace was built for a huge empire where the sun never sets. And of course, Clarence House was used for the Queen Mother, where the gin never ran dry. So no, thank you, but no thank you. God, I tell you, they could think of some really weird off-the-wall stuff. Could you imagine the Sussex kids staying there, and then all of a sudden the ghost of Cookie comes down the hallway? It's the ghost of Cookie. Nope, I won't hear of it. That's it for now. Please like, subscribe, share, donate, etc. If you would like to make a donation and you don't know how, to help support this channel, you can go to the comments section where you can find links to the Patreon, the PayPal, and the Cash App. Thanks for watching Royal Sussex.